Nikki White here, and today I am at Disneyland Paris. I've never been here. This is the third Disney on my list. I'm very excited to go take a look. I like their castle more than the other ones because it's pink, and I think they have like an Alice garden, so I'm super excited to go see all of that.
While I was in Disneyland Paris, it was their 30th anniversary, which is pretty cool. But a lot of things were under construction or being renovated, so it meant a lot of the structures or rides were unfortunately under construction. So I filmed this Casey's restaurant here because there's an iconic picture of my father and I in 1995, which I will insert here for you guys to see. And that picture was taken in Florida's Disney World. As I mentioned, they have a pink castle in Paris, which I love. I'm not a huge Disney person, so correct me if I'm wrong, but Adventureland and it's Aladdin themed? I don't think I've ever seen that before, or maybe I just haven't been to Disney in a while, but I was like, okay. Like when that music drops. And when I was young, I was obsessed with Jafar. I don't know why. I generally liked villains in stories and I liked his snake staff, so I definitely had one so that I could hypnotize people. So young Nikki White would have been stoked to be in Adventureland. And then it also feeds into the pirate rides, and I went into the Skull here. The Indiana Jones ride was the first ride I went on, and I definitely used that single rider line for the first time in my life, and it was like kind of sad, but also like, hey, I cut most of the lines, so. By far my favorite thing in the whole park, and the thing that I spent the most time in, was the Alice in Wonderland maze. It was so cool, and like, it very much felt like scenes in the movie. It was, I would say, a mix between, you know, English and en français, like the signs were in English and also French, but then some of the audio would be in French, which was kind of funny because I had never heard that before. That guy. He's so mean.
All kinds of nonsense up in here. Oh, Dodo. Dodo was out of his goddamn mind. Oh, we're just gonna go round and round and round and round.
As you heard in the actual audio from when I was there, the Dodo part was very much like you felt like you were in the movie, in that insane part where they're all just going around and around and around. Super funny, and like, you know, tide is coming in, and in this case there's like water squirting, and you actually have to physically walk around and around in circles. So I thought that was really well done, and you see sculptures of characters that you don't usually see. I don't know if any other parks have anything like this. I've never seen it. Again, if you guys are Disney people, like, let me know down below, but I thought this was super cool.
He's crazy. Okay.
Of course, the signs and even the trash cans are super cute here.
He's gonna be killed. We are in the Queen of Hearts maze, and you guys know that woman's crazy. I can literally hear people begging for mercy to spare their heads, but also I'll say,
no, no mercy, Angela.
You could just see I would die in a real maze since this Disney Kids one, I almost didn't make it out alive. Oh no. Oh no.
Surtout, ne les laissez pas filer.
Not like this.
You can actually climb to the top of the Queen of Hearts castle, which is really cool because it's not just a prop. Like, you can actually go in it just like you can go into Aurora's castle, and then you can look out into the maze to all the chumps that are still stuck in there. Not me like 2 seconds ago. Outside of the maze, they have the classic spinning teacups, but I didn't want to puke, so definitely did not go on these. And then I moved over to more of the fairy tale land because one of my favorite rides, It's a Small World, was closed. And after the failure of It's a Small World being closed down, I headed over to the Snow White ride and waited in line for about 30 minutes just to have the ride break down on me. So it was a great luck day. There they are. Cute little forest animals. So then I continued through the Fairyland area, which has cute things like this beanstalk. And they also had the classic Dumbo ride, which I think is for children. So I'll have to borrow someone's child to go on that at some point because it's very cute. I saw this little candy store with the 3 fairies from Sleeping Beauty, which my mom told me as a kid that it was her and her 2 sisters, which is very cute. And then I wasn't messing around with broken rides anymore, so I decided to head to the castle and take a look inside. Now, I can't remember what the other castles were like in other Disneys, but you could go upstairs in this one. They had different stained glass panels of the story of Sleeping Beauty, which I kind of forget, so let's recount it. Okay, so there was going to be a princess born, and these fairies came, and they were going to give her some sick gifts. And then here's this other king with his prince, and he's all like, ew, she's a baby. And then this chick is like, oh man, I'm gonna curse that baby. And then the family is like, okay, we're gonna burn these wheels because one day our daughter's gonna prick her finger on it and then fall asleep and die. And then these guys were idiots, so she punishes them. And then Aurora grows up with the fairies because they're trying to protect her. So she grows up in the woods, and I don't think she knows she's a princess. And then, okay, she goes, gets like hypnotized, and then ends up pricking her finger, even though they tried to protect her. There's the spinny wheel that she pricks her finger on. It's a lot of thread. Oh, okay, she's asleep. She's asleep. She's sleeping. The only thing that can wake her up is her true love's kiss. And Maleficent has like put a spell over the whole town. And they gotta sneak in. There's like thorns and stuff. And then, oh, there's the Prince Charming. He's cutting through the thorns because he's on a mission. And then Maleficent turns into a big dragon. And Prince Charming is still on a mission. And then he kills the dragon. Oh, I skipped over the kiss. They kissed. She wakes up. They get married. The end. Nice view from up in the castle, though.
The tiniest pizza for substance. So I'm heading to the Haunted Mansion, and it's in Frontierland, which is kind of weird. It's like near all this westerny stuff, but at the top of a hill. And I used to be afraid of it when I was little, so make it up for that now. Spooky.
When I was a kid, I was afraid of the Haunted Mansion because my dad described it as the floor falls out from underneath you. I thought the floor was literally falling and you had to like scramble to survive. So anyway. Then I went over to Discoveryland because I wanted to play the Buzz game, which is a lot less fun when you're by yourself and you're just competing with yourself for a high score, but whatever. So the shop there had more Disney Pixar themed things. They had some Seeing Red plushies, which were cute. I didn't buy any of the plushies, but I did do some shopping later on, which you'll see in the video. Did the ride, probably crushed it, I don't know. Also, the ride kind of broke down and we got stuck on it for a bit, which is just the classic luck of the day. Shopping time! So then off to some stores. They had some very cute Alice in Wonderland things. Of course, any of the Nightmare Before Christmas things are Teenage Nikki's dream. I really like this Alice in Wonderland like cake plate. I don't know what these are called, risers. I didn't want to get anything breakable though, since I knew I was traveling. Love taking a look at all the packaging and just the different things that they have available. And I guess the lighting in here, since it's like the fluorescent lighting, it looks kind of weird on my camera. I ended up getting this a Donald Duck shirt for my dad since he's a Donald Duck fan. I find the ears and stuff very cute, but I know I would never wear them, you know, outside of Disney, and it's not like I have a season's pass or anything. The only hat that I would give an arm and a leg for are the vintage 90s Daisy and Donald trucker hats with the duck bill. Also, I did not like Donald's facial hair and the end of his beak. What was that all about? Daisy and Minnie, aka me and Babe, me and my wife. I would have bought this if it was like, you know, me sized, but it was for children, which was just not fair. And I settled on this cute Cheshire pin cat because love that Alice in Wonderland, love that crazy cat. And it was like a big pin, which was nice. There's also different stores in different areas. So if you're like in Adventureland, they'll have things themed to that. At the entrance, they have things that are more generic, but that's where most of the stores are, or at the front. And they had a bunch of 30th anniversary gear, but nothing really spoke to me, so I didn't get anything. Definitely had one of these lollipops when I was a kid and I went to Disney. Do you guys remember like the Disney stores back in the day when they had the little like plush mountain? That thing was lit. I used to love going into Disney stores and just like seeing what they had on the plushy mountain. Ew, Ratatouille. I don't want a big stuffed rat. And my cousin in Mexico definitely had a Pumbaa like this, so I was very excited to see one. And then it was time to head back to the hotel, and it is very easy. There is a train that goes Central Paris. The line is even labeled, you know, Disney, so it's very clear how to get there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, see you, bye!